Hello, and welcome again to another MW Leagues 2 Shoutcast. I'm Jeff from Buffalo, your Shoutcaster for today, and today we have an ISC 8 Week 3 Div C match of KDCM Brain Weapon versus Kastarion Guards. This is my second week of shoutcasting for MW Leagues. I'm not a streamer, so I'm expecting I'll probably run into some issues, but we'll work through them as we always do and ensure that we have a wonderful match. Another quick FYI, there's currently a 5-minute delay within the stream, so if I don't respond to your chat right away, that's the reason why. And the last FYI is that I'm just a shoutcaster for MW Leagues, and I am not an official. So if any officiating comes up, I will not be dealing with that. So right now the teams are just starting to join the lobby. So we got the KDCM team has joined the lobby already. Kastarion has just joined it. What I'm going to do right now is just double check that this stream is actually going to the right MW Leagues channel. So 1 second, please. Yeah, looks like it's going to the right channel, so that's good. Okay, so we're just waiting for the teams to... I'll just let them know that I'm ready to go whenever they're ready. So I'll just let them know that in the chat here. 1 sec. Okay, so that's done. So I'm just going to quickly go for the sort of the settings for the first match and whatnot. So for the very first drop, it's going to be on River City. The tonnage for that is a minimum tonnage of 200, maximum tonnage of 250 tons. The settings for within the lobby right now is for Conquest mode, River City obviously, first person only, and full teams, or is set to no. Just going to double check to see. I asked them if I have the settings right. They said, yeah, it looks good. And they're just giving me some BS, it looks like here, so that's fine. Okay, so I'll let them know that I'm ready. So once they actually rate it up, we'll jump right in. But considering that they're not rated up yet, I'll go talk on some blurbs on a couple of things. For about what ISC is about, a little bit about both of the teams, and yeah, and hopefully I'm pretty certain we'll get like a nice exciting match for today. So first off, ISC, what does ISC stand for? It stands for Inner-Sphere Coalition, and this is Season 8 of the tournament. The rules in a nutshell, Inner-Sphere mechs only for this tournament, so no clan mechs, 6 versus 6. Tournament runs from February to March with 1 match per week, typically on the weekend. A match consists of 5 drops, with the weight limit of the drop increasing after every other drop. 3 maps are used per match. It uses the Conquest game mode, but only uses 3 of the 5 Conquest points, hence 2 of the Conquest points are out of bounds. You can use any given chassis 3 times within the 5 drops, and you can use hero mechs. You can only use 2 hero mechs per drop, but they must be different hero mechs within that drop. No legend mechs are allowed, and you can only use mechs that you can purchase within the in-game store. There's more rules, but I think I covered sort of the main ones there, so yeah, that covers that. So they're not readied up yet. I think there looks like KSG is still waiting on some players. So I'll continue on with some more information about the teams itself then. First off, this is a Div C matchup. So this is the week 3 of the tournament. So after 2 weeks, the Kastarion Guards are currently in 2nd place within their division, and KDCM Brain Weapon is in 6th place. In 1st place currently is MGSQ I always mess up the name, Bopades. They're not ready up yet, so I'll continue on talking a little more about the team. For Team 1, we have KDCM Brain Weapon. They're a North American-based team. Team lead for that team is Plato. The prior results for Round 1 and Round 2, they lost both those matches. Going over to Team 2. Team 2's team name is Kastarion Guards, European-based team. Team lead, obviously, is Kastarion. Prior results, in Round 1, they run their match versus the 12th Vegan Rangers 3-2. And for Round 2, they lost to MGSQ Bopades 3-2. And actually, I actually showcasted that match. So after this match, if you want to watch that one, you could just go to the VOD channel within MW Comp within Discord, and you can watch it. Okay, looks like they're still getting readied up. I'll continue on babbling then. A little bit about myself, since some of you probably don't know me too much. Pilot name, obviously Jeff on a Buffalo. I've been playing MWO for about 10 years now. I'm Canadian, so I'll be apologizing a lot, so apologies on that. I'm affiliated with DHB, which stands for Death Hand Brigade, and I've been doing comp mostly with 2D20 for the past couple of years. Okay, looks like they're just starting to get readied up, so hopefully they'll be readied up pretty soon, and then we can get this thing going. Should be an interesting match on River City. And I can already see people are reminding me for hitting tab and backspace for the map thing, which I'm still, it's weird. I practiced it a bunch of times, but I'm still messing it up. But I'll do the best I can. And I'll try to make the camera work a little less janky than it was last time. But no promises, since I'm using the keyboard and mouse. Eventually I'll try out maybe for using the a joystick or something. Okay, so Team 1's locked, so that's good. So waiting on for Team 2, and then we can get this thing rolling. So just waiting on Team 2 for lock. Team 2's lock. Starting. Well, let's get this going. So again, a reminder, on the Team 1 side in the blue, we got KDCM Brain Weapon. And on the red side for Team 2, we have Kastarion Guards. Map is River City. Okay, so we're waiting for the teams to log in. And once they log in, confirm before I got all the sort of the right settings up, then we can look at both of the teams and see what they're bringing for the drop. Are they bringing something kind of brawly, kind of skirmishy? Do they have an Overwatch mech or a couple Overwatch mechs? Are they going to be using the current meta for LB5s? Are they going to bring the mech that's got bettered quirks for the last patch, which would be the, what is that, Panther Katana Cat, a whole bunch of different things. Let's see what they bring. And hopefully don't have to deal with any holds. Okay, hear the music. Okay, so we get those. Going to take a look at the KDCM team first. So Cyrus, Bushwhackers, Gauntlet, Bushwhacker. Let's see what's on one of those Bushwhackers. My guess it's... Oh, heavy machine. Oh, they're going Brawl. Rockets. Okay. I'll take a look for what we have over here. So Commando and Osiris for just getting the early cap, and then to do some... Get some info. So let's see what's on the Kastarion side. So they got this Cicada 2B, which is an interesting one. Binaries, some mediums, okay. And then a Blackjack Alpha Arrow. Large X-Pulse, light machine guns, okay. And then for the rest of the mechs, Assassins, a lot of sort of brawl stuff. So we got the brawl starting right away for around the Citadel and around Rock Garden, around Theta. Currently, KDCM's got the 2 cap to the 1 cap for on the KSG side. And the KDCM side is pushing for the brawl. Pushing hard into the flank of the Kastarion side. Focusing on, looks like a Bushwhacker at the start. 1 Panther's down. Bushwhacker and Osiris is down on the KDSM side. So a massive brawl occurring right now. Another mech just went down. Looks like another Bushwhacker from the KDCM side. Osiris just went down on the Gauntlet. It's not looking good for KDCM. And then 1 mech left on the KDCM side, which is the Commando. And then 1 Kastarion, once they kill that mech, then they'll probably do some decapping, which they've already started already, and then they'll be finishing the match. And then that'll be the first match will be for Kastarion. So KDCM did a very hard brawl push, and Kastarion was able to receive that. Okay, so I'm getting the published stat information, so 1 second. Now we can look at the scores a little bit. So let's look at the KDCM side first. I'm on the right one. Yep. So damage pretty evenly spread out here. And then looking at the Kastarion side, the Assassin 23, they did their work for between Jinto and Zardoz. Okay, so 1 win for the Kastarion side. Now I'm going to be switching maps in a second. So the next map we're going to be going to is Frozen City Night Classic. See if I can find it, because I always pick Forest Colony. Okay, so that's changed. And just a reminder that the tonnage limit has increased for Drop 2 and Drop 3. Drop 2 and Drop 3 are both on Frozen City Night Classic, and the weight limit of the drops is 300 to 350 tons. I'm just going to quickly double check the stream, make sure that it's actually working. I think it's working. Okay, yeah, it looks like it's working. Okay, good. I always get paranoid about that. Okay, so no switching sides at the moment, so now we're just waiting for the 2 teams to ready up. Gene, KDCM, and the Kastarion guards. So they're probably switching out some pilots. And this will be the time when they're giving like the last minute details for what they're going to be doing on the map. Okay, a couple more pilots to ready up from the Team 1 side. And I assume Kastarion will be ready up quickly afterwards, then we can get this thing going. But not too much to talk about for the first drop. It looked like a very hard push that was conducted by the KDCM side. Team 1 locked, so that's good. And then the Kastarion side, they were able to receive that accordingly, which makes it a very short match. So Team 1's locked, now we're just waiting for Team 2. We can get this thing going. Okay, so Team 1's locked, so that's good. Team 2's locked. Okay, I'll let them know that we're starting. And launching. So let's see what both teams are going to be doing for this drop. There's a couple things you can do, but I'm not going to go through too much of that, considering that I still got to do my match later on, so I don't want to accidentally give anything away. Okay, so take a look at the Team 2 side, hear the music, tag, kill. I think I got most of the things. There we go. Alright, Commander, Jenner, Firestarter from the Kastarion side, Hatomoto, Bullshark. Let's see what's on some of these. Bullshark, AC5s, Hatomoto, Light PPC, 3 LBs. Okay, so they're going for like a DACA with a strong Wolfpack build. On the KDCM side, let's see, Osiris, Urban Mech for scouting information. And then it looks like they are going to be doing like a brawl push. Let's see what's on some of these mechs. So the Orion V with Ultra 5 SRMs, CDR, rockets, lots of rockets, SRMs, S-Impulse. Okay, so they were setting up a receive at the back end of Epsilon. Okay. So they're waiting for, they're probably going to get some scouting information from what Kastarion is doing with their lights and mediums. And then I think they're going to be trying to goad Kastarion to move up a little bit so they can just push in with their brawl mechs. Right now, Kastarion is setting up for the standard DACA positions from the Team 2 side. And they're just waiting for either for KDCM to push in, or if KDCM is not going to push in, then they'll start to slowly do the rotation. Other note right now, each team has one cap currently. No one has capped Theta at this time. But Kastarion might start looking at that at some point. But both teams might be using that if someone tries to cap Theta to conduct more sort of an aggressive push at that point. So it looks like Kastarion side, they're already starting to... No, they're just pulling back actually. Alright, we've got a little bit of a stalemate. So it looks like Kastarion, they're just getting... They got the information, I think. They know, they have a good idea for the mech composition for on the KDCM side. So now they're just nicely spreading out, getting ready for an eventual perceived push from the KDCM side, considering that all their mechs, their big mechs are brawl. And right now... on the KDCM side, they're just holding back. I'm going to double check what's on these Vs again, if they have Ultra 5s or something else. Ultra 5s. Okay, so that gives them a little bit of... It's already hurting in the middle a little bit. So Plato there is keeping an eye a little bit for what KDCM's doing. And he's got a little bit of range he can work with the Ultra 5s to get some damage across. But obviously not the same amount as the dedicated DACA light PPC decks that Kastarion has. And currently no one has grabbed Theta yet. So right now both teams just waiting to see what the other team does. Let's take a look, see what Kastarion is doing. If they're going to start a rotation yet or just wait for the receive. Currently it's looking as if they're just going to wait for the receive. So now the question becomes, is someone going to be grabbing Theta at some point? And if someone does grab Theta, is that going to be the trigger for something else to happen? And I'm thinking that Firestarter is going to be grabbing, yep, and it's grabbing Theta. Now, are they going to use that as a cue? I see some movement from the KDCM side. So they're starting to move up, I think. They're repositioning around their Kappa hard points. And they're retaking Theta. And they're staying low to ensure that they're out of the firing arcs of the traditional locations for DACA and long range. They'll peek and poke out a little bit at times, but it looks like they're staying in cover for the most part. And they've just retaken Theta. So still lots of time in the map, on the match. So Kastarion, they can afford to be a bit patient. But at some point, now the ball's in their court that they're going to have to do something. Otherwise, eventually they'll lose in caps. But right now, they're using their sort of lighter mechs to keep an eye for what the KDCM team is doing. KDCM, they've rotated a little bit closer to covering off for Theta. So now they're covering off for both their caps for the most part. My guess is right now, the light mix for Kastarion, they're going to start harassing maybe the flank from the KDCM side. And eventually they're going to have to move. Yep, they're already moving up some of their DACA mechs to locations a bit closer. But now that they're moving closer, now they're in more strike range for a brawl push from KDCM if they choose to do so. So a bit of a risk on the Kastarion side, but now that they're low on caps, they kind of have to. And they're moving up with their DACA mechs. Okay, so let's see where this goes from here. So the DACA mechs is starting to get some damage across, it looks like. And right now the Brahmex on the KDCM is still holding back. And now a hard push coming in from Kastarion with their DACA mechs. They've isolated a couple of mechs down low on the KDCM side. So then I'll start working that. Already 3 mechs down on the KDCM side. The Orion, Crusader, and the Cyrus. Now the Orion. 2 mechs left on the KDCM side. It's looking good for Kastarion for this drop. And 1 mech left from the KDCM side. So cleanup job right now for Kastarion. Once you take out the last mech, then they'll just get some caps and be ending the match at that point. First though, they got to catch that urban mech. Let's see if I can click it. Nope. And the urban mech goes down. Okay, so Kastarion won the second drop. Now they're going to be getting some caps. And the match will end after that. Once Kastarion gets 750 cap score. So what we saw was the KDCM side, they used sort of a mix DACA with SRMs with their Orions. KDCM, they used more sort of a traditional DACA deck for this weight limit. 3 main DACA mechs and 3 sort of, I call them wolf Wolfpack mechs, but sort of light mechs for scouting and usually for protecting sort of like the flank of your DACA mechs. So they're very patient at the start of the match. 1 second, let me get the team scores. And then we can look at the match stats a little bit. So from the KDCM side, pretty even damage all across. 300 from Tech. Oi Oi 365 and their Orion as well. Looking at the KSG side, or the Kastarion side, sorry. Their light mechs, a couple of them did some work, especially the Jenner, and then their DACA mechs, the one with the most damage is the Hatamoto from Kastarion. Okay, so now we've got 2 wins for the Kastarion side. Now they're waiting for me to do a team swap, so I'll let them know and then I'll get on with that and hopefully I don't screw it up. Because I always mess it up, especially if Pilot starts leaving the group early, which they did on the KDCM side. Well, that's fine. I'll just reconfirm if I got everyone. I think I did, but we'll see. They'll let me know. Our side looks good, says Val Aaron. Val Aaron is on Kastarion side. Okay, so I think we're good. So it's going to be the second drop on Frozen City, so drop 3. It's going to be the same tonnage as in the previous drop. So again, what I was saying for the actual drop 2, so we saw like their traditional DACA deck on the Team 2 side. I think it was 3 DACA, 3 kind of sort of light mechs. And then on the KDCM side, we saw them going more sort of a brawl deck, if you will. Kind of a mixed brawl, mix mid-range DACA with the Ultra 5s that the Orion Vs have. Which is handy for if you're hoping to get like a little bit of damage across when you're closing the distance. But for like pure brawl, not quite as strong as pure brawl. But if you got some open ground that you think you might need to cover cross, then having the Ultra 5s put some damage across while you're covering that ground can be useful. Okay, so we're just waiting now for the 2 teams to ready up, and then we'll get this thing going. They're in the process of readying up right now, so it should be maybe about another minute at this point. While I'm waiting though, like quick reminder for if you're new to MWO Comp scene, if you're looking for resources for what MWO Comp is all about, a good resource for that is to go to the MWO Comp Discord. There's a good location for if you're looking for information. If you're looking to join teams, or if you just got questions, then you can use the Discord there to ask questions. There's a lot of good pilots there that will try to help you out. Because I think MW Comp is one of the good things within MWO currently. I find it a lot of fun and interesting. Okay, so Team 1's locked, so now we're waiting for Team 2. And we'll get this thing going. Okay, now I'm just waiting for oil 8 to ready up, and then we get going. Okay, so both team there, just waiting for team 2 to say they're locked. So they're locked. Team 1 locked, team 2 locked. Everything looks good for settings. Okay, I'm letting know we're starting. We'll get going. Take a look at the chat. I don't see any screaming on it currently, so I think it's still going. So that's good. So let's see on the KDCM side for some of the mix that they have. Oh wow, music. Okay, so start hitting buttons. I think I got them all. Right, so on the KDCM side, so we're looking at right now, charger, TNS, charger, okay. And for the other ones, HPK, 4SP. Okay, I'm not really going to look then. That's Brawl. A lot of Brawl. So let's look on the Kastarion side. Javelin, Osiris, Javelin for getting some scouting information. Let's look at the rest. Okay. Cataphract. Is it DACA LB5? Come on. Yep. And where do they put the... Okay, on this mount here with a couple of bull sharks. Let's see what's on the bull sharks. These 5 light PC while they're pushing in. Okay, so I'll get back to the action. So KDCM's pushing in. They pushed over saddle. And then they're pushing into a receive from the Kastarion side. So their lights, enemy lights will probably start harassing the flank. And then KDCM will be pushing into the DACA mix. Okay, so they already got the lights, start pushing, and then they're pushing the bull sharks right now. So it looks like the first one called is Zardas in the bull shark. It looks like they're spreading out between the 2 bull sharks accordingly. Okay, 1 bull shark dead. Both bull sharks dead. The lights have joined the fray as well, obviously, for the KDCM side. Okay, so that leaves the cataphract left and some javelins. So it's looking good. Well, it's it can go either way at the moment, honestly. Okay, so 2 mechs left. Canadian Cyrus is hurting in the HPK 4th SP. Okay, so 1 mech left on the KDCM side. Canadian Cyrus just went down. Okay, so now another one for Kastarion. So that'll be 3 wins for Kastarion. Kastarion will get some caps and call it a match. So what we saw here was a more sort of traditional match of one team doing a hard push into a DACA receive of the other team. Okay, so I'm getting the published stats info, so bear with me 1 minute. Looking at the match stats quickly, starting with the Kastarion side for Team 1. Catfrag did some work, but that was the last. Never went down, so I was farming pretty much the entire match once the push began. Let's look for the rest of them. Pretty decent damage from the DACA mechs from the Kastarion side, and their light mechs did some work as well between the Javelins and the Osiris. For on the KDCM side, for their Brawl Push units, actually it's all pretty broken wall. The Javelin's probably more of a scout. Decent damage from the Crusader, from Stu, and decent damage all around. Okay. So that's another one for Kastarion. And now we're going to a new map, right? Right, we're going to a Vitrix station. So I'll switch up the maps. There we go. No team swap at this point, and as well, just a reminder that the tonnage is increased for this one. So for drop 4 and drop 5, the minimum tonnage for each team is 370 tons. The maximum tonnage is 420. Now we're just waiting for both teams to ready up. Yep, just going over quickly for what we just saw from the drop 3. So that was more a traditional, again, brawl push into a DACA receive position. And Kastarion, with their DACA, was able to receive that accordingly, or successfully. So now we're going to a new map for Vitric. Map's been around for a couple of years. And there's a couple of things you can do on this map. Everything from long range, DACA is done quite a bit. Mid-range to long-range laser vomit. You see brawl push sometimes, but that's more common, I think, for the lower divs. Maybe not so much on this div level. But we'll see. Maybe they'll surprise us. Maybe they'll do something pop-tarty, or who knows. Or it could be a combination of some of the things I just mentioned. Or they'll do something crazy like LRMs or Thunderbolt missiles, but that would blow my mind if we saw that in this match. And when I say blow my mind, not in a good way. I don't think that's a strong tactic on this match. But we'll see. I'm only like a mid-div to low-div team lead, so some of the strats that works at the higher divs, I might not have as much of an appreciation as some other people might, so take anything that I mention with a grain of salt, obviously. So we're just waiting for the two teams to ready up while I babble on accordingly. So Team 1's almost readied up, and then I assume Team 2 will ready up quickly afterwards. And a reminder as well, there's going to be more casts throughout the day and early for tomorrow as well. I got 2 more shoutcasts after this one, as well as my official match. So Team 1's locked, so that's good. Waiting for Team 2 to lock up, and then we'll get this thing going. So just waiting for Plato to lock up. Probably providing last minute details to his team. Providing the motivation to get a couple of wins. Okay, just waiting for the Team 2 to lock up, and then we'll get this thing going. For drop 4. 2 locked. Cool. Let's get this thing rolling. So I'm currently on the Team 2 side on the KDCM, so I'm just waiting for them to drop in. I hear the music, so I can start hitting buttons to turn things on. Hopefully I hit the right ones.
Command coming in. Capture and hold the resource point. Stop any hostiles that get in your way.
Okay, so I'm on the KDCM side, so Victor, Bushwhacker, Charger, they're doing a push, it looks like. Binary, okay, Laser Vomit, oops, out of my way. So it looks like they're going to be staying low. Mixture of Laser Vomit, probably LB5s, I'm guessing, on the Bushwhacker. Rockets have machines, okay. Charger, Binary, as we saw already. Atlas, SRMs, Binary. Okay, so mid-range with some SRMs to transition to a brawl at some point. Let's take a look at the Kastarion side. Looks like they're starting to set up more sort of the traditional locations. Crusader 6T, what's on that? Small laser snub, Cataphract, probably LB5s. Yep. And then they got a couple of Maulers and an NE. Let's see what's on the Mauler. Probably LB5s, LB5s. And the NE we got AC-10 by PPC. Okay. And then while I was babbling along there, they pushed the ramp, KDCM did. And now they're putting some pressure on the DACA line for Kastarion. A couple of mechs have gone down already, so that's 2 mechs down on the KDCM side. And now they're trading on the other ramp a little bit. Charger and Victor on one side for KDCM, on the other side they have a Bushwhacker with a Crusader. And the Kastarion, they're just staying up high. The Bushwhacker and the Charger is not looking too healthy on the KDCM side, and mechs are very healthy all around from the Kastarion guard side. So right now it's looking really good for on the Kastarion side. I assume they're just going to be pushing it at some point to just finish off what's left of the mechs on the KDCM side. Okay, 3 mechs left on the KDCM side. 2. And Kastarion's just pushing in to do a cleanup job at this point. But KDCM is playing it out, so Charger is pulling back a little bit to get some range, to take advantage of the range for their binaries. And the Vulcan, same thing. So the Vulcan can skirmish accordingly. Let's see if they can get a couple of kills. So the Vulcan, it's not meg shots, so the traditional build. And the Gauntlets is coming in to help out the Crusader. And this is going to be the last mech from the KDCM side. And that's that. Okay, now they're going to just catch up in caps. And then once they got the cap lead, the match will be done. And that'll be a 4th win for the Kastarion side.
We have gained Epsilon.
Pop the stats, get the information for the teams for later on. take a look at the team stats information a little bit. So on the Kastarion side, their Dakamex did a little bit of work. Crusader did some pretty good work. So even damage pretty much all across for on the Kastarion side. On the KDCM side, good damage from Oi Oi, good damage from Tech. And when they pushed in, the Dakamex from Kastarion was able to rip them apart pretty quickly with their prepared receive. Yeah. Okay, so now we're on drop 5. So at drop 5, there's a team swap, so I'll let them know and then I'll commence the swap. Already a couple of pilots dropped out, so I'll probably be going to be messing this one up. But we'll see. I'll ask them if I made any mistakes. I think I got everyone. Looking at team or unit information, I think it looks right. But they'll let me know in a minute. I think yes, Kastarion. Okay, so that's good. All right, so we're just waiting for, looks like they're going to be bringing in a couple of pilots on the KDCM side. And we'll see what they do for drop 5. But it was interesting to see what KDCM tried with sort of the combination of mid-range laser vomit with binaries and whatnot. Mixed in, I think I saw some SRAMs on a couple of those mechs. Yes, looks good. Okay, cool. And then on the Kastarion side, they went more very traditional looking deck of heavy DACA with a couple of sort of lighter mechs to either use to harass or skirmish the enemy team, and also use for scouting. Okay, so it looks like Team 2 is almost readied up. Looks like they got to bring in one more additional pilot on the Team 1 side, and then we'll get this thing going. Okay, looks like they're waiting for bringing in one additional pilot on the KDCM side. And then on the Kastarion side, it looks like they're, once Team 1's locked, they'll be locking up quickly afterwards. Okay, I got all 6 pilots for both teams now, so team leads probably giving their last bit of information for what they're looking to do for the drop. Then they'll ready up and let me know that the teams are locked and we can get this thing going. But a reminder, there's going to be some more shoutcasts for this afternoon and early evening. I'll be doing a couple myself. I know that Luminous is going to be doing a cast of a particular match. I'm not sure if there's others. There might be some others that are popping up as well. So if you get a chance to cast some more matches, please do so. Team 1's locked. Cool. Team 2 should be locking up soon. We can get this going. Team 2, all green. Just waiting for them to type in Team 2 locked. Alright, let's get on to drop 5. Okay, so I'm looking at the, I think the Team 2 side, so this would be for the Kastarion guards. Hear the music. Time to hit buttons. So many buttons. Okay, so I'm on the Kastarion side, so it's looking like Cataphract, Cicada, Mauler, Crusader, Annie, they're just doing the same drop over again, pretty much. With DACA, with a couple of sort of smaller mechs to provide some scouting and flanking information. Going to the KDCM side. Spider Vulcan for grabbing the cap and get some scouting information. What is that? That is a Victor. What do you have on you, Mr. Victor? Heavy PPC lights. I see 5. Okay, so Pop Tartar. Oh. And Mala. What do we got on the Mauler? AC 5s. Okay. So they're going to be setting up on the KDCM side up high with their DACO, with getting some flanking shots with the Pop Tartar from the Victor, which is over there from the Death Strike, and then harassing and skirmishing at the front with their Vulcan and Spider, with the skirmishers from the Kastarion side, which is the Gauntlet and Crusaders pushed up as well. And the Kastarion has set up traditional locations for their DACA mechs. So it's going to be a traditional DACA trading at the start for this one, with some flanking fire from the Cicada 3F. Victor is pushing up all the way up to the ramp on the lower side, so trying to get some flanking shots and also start harassing the sort of the smaller mechs on the Kastarion side. Oh, I missed it. The DACA mechs have actually pushed up. So they pushed up right to the mid ramp for on the KDCM side. So an aggressive push, or aggressive move up, if you will. So they have a lot of mechs in the middle of the map right now. And Kastarion's pretty much holding position for the most part. Moving around with their smaller mechs, but for their main DACA mechs in the back end, they've been holding position, trading accordingly. Damage-wise, looking pretty even across. Plato is hurting a lot, down to 36%. Let's see if I can click the Victor. And actually, that'd be Plato's gone down for the Mauler. A couple Maulers left on the KDCM side. The other one went down, so now 6 mechs to 2, or to 4, in favor of the Kastarion side. Kastarion guards, they've moved up to the middle of the map, putting some pressure on the Mauler accordingly from on the KDCM side. And the Mauler's down low, Mauler is down. So that leaves the Vulcan, Spider, and the Victor left for on the KDCM side. Self-destruction from Tech Drive. And right now they're spreading up for the Spider and the Vulcan from the KDCM, or the KDCM side. And the last stand probably at this location. Spider goes down. It's all left to you, Vulcan. So Vulcan versus a Gauntlet, Cicada, and the rest of the crew is coming in. And that would be that. Okay, good games from all. So this is going to be will be a 5th win for on the Kastarion guard side. get the stat information. Look at the team stat information a little bit. So on the Kastarion side, good damage all across. The Mauler did some work. And the Dakamex on the back end, well, the Crusader 60 did some work as well. On the KDCM side, pretty good damage across for the Maulers. Victor, a little bit of damage. Vulcan did some damage as well. So, yeah, it looks like it was, the match was probably a bit closer than I was maybe I had an appreciation for. Okay, so that's 5 wins for Kastarion. Teams are leaving the lobby right now. I'll give a quick thanks over here. And that's that. So first off, I'd like to thank both the teams for letting me shoutcast this match. And like to obviously thank the tournament organizers for putting this great tournament together and administrating it and allowing me to shoutcast for them. And I'd like to thank you, the viewers, for watching this. The next cast that I will be doing, it's going to be a Week 3 Div D match of CDU Cheesers versus Mobile Task Force Athena. That's going to be starting at 8 p.m. Eastern, 6 p.m. Mountain Time, 1 a.m. UTC. I say again, the match is going to be CDU Cheesers versus Mobile Task Force, a Div D match, which is going to be starting at 8 p.m. Eastern, 6 p.m. Mountain Time, 1 a.m. UTC. So thanks, cheers, I hope you enjoyed the shoutcast, and I will be signing off now.